Modern used cars often combine a small-capacity turbocharged engine with complex emissions equipment to meet strict fuel efficiency standards in one affordable-looking package. To maximize that performance and squeeze it into tight engine bays, manufacturers widely adopted dual-clutch transmissions and belt-driven CVTs. Those complex technologies deliver on efficiency, but they introduce expensive electronic and mechanical failure points for long-term owners left footing the repair bills. Buyers on a budget have a specific alternative. You can seek out naturally aspirated petrol engines paired with conventional torque converter automatics. The Australian used market contains 5 specific cars that offer this exact traditional combination. Choosing these models removes the failure points of turbos and dry dual clutches. However, simplicity doesn't make a car indestructible. Rigorous due diligence remains the mandatory price for reliability. Number 5 is the 2011 to 2017 Suzuki Swift FC. Specifically, you want the version with the 1.4-liter naturally aspirated K14B engine and the 4-speed automatic transmission. This mechanically simple arrangement keeps the Swift exceptionally light and easy to park, making it highly suitable for first car buyers or suburban commuters navigating tight streets. You do make compromises for that footprint. The outdated 4-speed automatic makes the engine loud and busy at sustained highway speeds, and rear passenger cabin space is highly limited. Because they're popular with novice drivers, many examples suffered previous accident damage. You must carefully inspect panel gaps and verify structural integrity beneath the boot floor. Also inspect rear tire tread for abnormal wear, which indicates hidden alignment or rear axle issues. This car is only as reliable as its previous owner. If they skipped servicing or ignored a minor crash because it was an inexpensive car, that mechanical simplicity won't save you. Number 4 is the 2012 to 2016 Hyundai i30 GD. The absolute requirement here is finding the 1.8-liter MPI naturally aspirated engine paired with the 6-speed automatic. This matrix illustrates the critical risk of assumption. You must actively verify you are looking at this exact powertrain to avoid accidentally purchasing later generations equipped with turbochargers and dual clutch options. Selecting this specific GD model grants access to a massive pool of used inventory, widespread workshop familiarity across Australia, and significantly more cargo space than the Swift. The primary trade-off is performance. It is adequate for commuting, but a fully loaded i30 requires heavy engine speed and effort during steep hill climbs or highway overtaking. For cars of this age, specific mechanical checks are required. Turn the steering wheel at low speeds to expose worn, clunking steering couplings, and check whether the seller fitted illegally cheap tires just to obtain a roadworthy certificate. The i30 makes a lot of sense for a growing family, but you need to confirm the VIN against the powertrain specs before signing any paperwork. Number 3 is the 9th generation 2012 to 2015 Honda Civic sedan. Look specifically for the mainstream VTI and VTI-L grades, utilizing the naturally aspirated 1.8-liter engine and 5-speed automatic. In everyday traffic, this powertrain provides a highly comfortable driving position, a useful boot, and incredibly smooth, predictable operation that suits small families perfectly. Operationally, the 5-speed automatic does feel slow to respond compared to modern turbocharged vehicles, especially when you are trying to merge at highway speeds with a full load of passengers.
This interface represents your testing routine. Ruthlessly test every electrical component, including air conditioning, windows, locks, and displays, because Honda replacement parts carry a premium cost. Checking the exact VIN against national databases for fuel pump and airbag recalls is mandatory, regardless of a seller's verbal claims that the work was done. Prioritize a car that has already had its recalls cleared and its electronics verified. Paying extra for a Civic with cosmetic mods won't help you when a window regulator or an AC compressor fails. Number 2 is the 2014 to 2018 Mazda3 BM and BN, highlighting the 2.0-liter Skyactiv G petrol engine and 6-speed torque converter automatic. Mazda's high-compression direct-injected design acts as a modern bridge. It achieves crisp throttle response, enjoyable handling, and daily performance without resorting to a dry dual clutch or belt-driven CVT. You do make comfort sacrifices for that handling. Road noise is highly noticeable, rear seat space is moderate, and the larger wheels fitted to high grades actively reduce ride comfort. This decision tree shows a vulnerability with the iStop system. Fitting an incorrect standard battery triggers repeated warnings and stop-start faults. You must also rigorously test the rotary controller and infotainment screen. Watch closely for cracking, delamination, and phantom touches, known as ghost inputs. Protecting the Mazda 3 experience means verifying that the expensive infotainment screen is pristine and the battery under the bonnet is actually the high-spec iStop unit it was designed for. The number one choice is the Australian-built 2012 to 2017 Toyota Aurion XV50, utilizing a massive 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6 and a 6-speed automatic. It takes the top spot by providing massive passenger space and effortless highway acceleration at a price point where competitors force buyers into highly stressed, small-capacity turbo engines. The lifestyle trade-offs are significant. The long body requires serious parking space, and the large V6 consumes heavy amounts of fuel in stop-and-go city traffic. This gauge maps a critical transmission vulnerability. Expect potential hesitation or RPM flares during part throttle gear changes, specifically between lower gears. Exposing these requires a strict testing protocol. The transmission must be assessed completely cold and again after an extended drive. The V6 engine is famous for its longevity, but the transmission needs a thorough evaluation. If it flares or slips even once during that long test drive, keep looking. Opting for a naturally aspirated engine and a conventional automatic successfully removes specific modern failure points, but it does not erase the need for maintenance. Start by physically confirming the exact engine and transmission in person. Used car advertisements frequently list the wrong powertrain when several options were sold within the same model range. Next, mandate the use of PPSR checks and database VIN lookups to catch outstanding safety recalls, hidden write-off histories, and long unexplained servicing gaps. For the operational test, engines must be started completely cold, fluids checked before driving, and the automatic transmission tested across suburban hills and highway speeds. Finally, arrange for your own independent pre-purchase inspection and a professional diagnostic scan to catch what a test drive cannot. A simpler engine and gearbox will reduce your potential repair list, but the car's actual history and current physical condition are always the most important factors in your decision.